item is the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty, justice for all.
So if we could go around, Loretta, I'll tell you who's in the room, okay? It's, me, Julie DeMarco, Human Services Director, actually, we'll just go around, Brenda.
Brenda Steele, Biglow Center.
Joe Crazy, Vice Chair.
Mary Ellen Gavin. Katrina South. Sheila Tessie, Recording Secretary.
And Loretta J. online.
Thanks, Loretta. So we're gonna not approve the minutes right now because we don't have a quorum. All right, so new business. So I'll take it from here until Marty hops on. So we had on here the possibility of creating a subcommittee to talk about veterans resources and look around at what other communities do for their veterans for resources. We're lucky to have the office down the hall for the veteran service officers. And we have our active Legion and our active VFW, but many communities have additional services like a veterans drop-in site or a coffee spot or other things to kind of make the program more robust. So that's something we could consider taking on and having, a small group look at what other communities are doing. Trumbull has built or is building a new veteran resource center. So it's separate from the senior center, it's separate from their Legion or the VFW. It's a freestanding place. I think Ellington, Connecticut maybe has a regular monthly veterans coffee. Other places do similar things. So we don't have to decide on this, we can't vote on it anyway, but just something to think about if that's an idea that interests you. We also need, the second thing on the agenda would be, we need a new liaison for the Commission on Disabilities. Marty was that person, and now that he's our chair, he's no longer our person for that. That is either attending the meeting when it occurs, it's every other month, or attending it in person or online, or just following up with what the minutes, reading the minutes and connecting them to us. It's a committee that's trying very hard to. Hey, Marty. You're on mute. Oh, you gotta, see if you can.
Hear me now?
Yes.
Hello? Okay, great.
Thanks.
Well, hi, everybody.
Perfect.
That was a lot of fun.
Hey,
I
sorry.
enjoyed that exercise.
All right, you are our quorum. So
Okay.
so far we've pledged, we've roll called. We did not do the minutes, so we'll take it from here. Go for it.
Okay, very good. Thank you all for your patience, by the way. Nice seeing you all. So you all have a copy of the January minutes? Is that correct? Yep, okay.
Yes.
So take a motion for the approval of the minutes?
I move to accept the minutes, January minutes.
Right. Is there a second?
Mary Ellen.
Okay, thank you, Mary Ellen. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Any opposed? Okay, that passed. So now we're on to new business. So we were talking about developing a subcommittee on veterans resources, and certainly Julie could explain much more regarding that. But the idea is to, first of all, look at what resources we have and see, obviously, what additional resources we can provide to the veterans of Fairfield.
I did
And,
go into that a
looking at
little
other
bit.
towns, we got some feelings that there are some other resources that we could be offering to veterans. And obviously we want to do as much as we can for the veterans.
I started talking about that a little bit, about what different communities do for their veterans in terms of coffees or resource centers, things like that. And then you hopped on. So we have the basic background here.
Okay, good. So what are the feelings in regard to that? And I know, Joe, you're very involved with that.
Well, maybe, but I think it's a great idea, Marty, because who does not want to do good things for our veterans?
Mhm.
And I've been to a couple of events here at the senior center, and they've always been very nicely done, and you always get a great turnout, and I think you get a lot of good, feedback from them, and Brandon would know better than I, so I would think, Bonnie, it's a great idea. I mean, we have the officers down, that they will stay here. Do we have a new person in that, Julie?
Starting March 8th, there'll be, with the, one of the Veterans Liaison Officers, retired back in November, Ramon. So his replacement is starting March 8th, and then the Bianca went to the federal level, and they're hoping to find a replacement for her too.
Okay, so we will have somebody
Yeah, we will.
on the premise, so
Yeah.
it seems to me to be a great idea, Marty.
Yeah,
Set up
yeah.
a subcommittee to encourage more activities.
Okay. And I mean, are there any people at present that would be interested in serving on that subcommittee?
Well, since I opened my mouth, I would, okay. You never volunteer for anything in the military, as you know, Marty, but, I would.
Great. Thank you, Phil. That's great. Thank you, Joe.
I had that feeling. Are any others on the committee be interested in working with Joe on it?
We do have a few people who aren't here, like, Carolyn, and, we have a new commissioner starting next month, and Barbara.
Okay.
And Loretta's on there, so I think probably if we could get at least one more, because it's,
I
Joe's
think
here.
Gwen may, because I think Gwen was
Gwen.
popular,
Yep.
she was very interested in the
Mhm.
veteran stuff.
Okay. All right,
Okay. Sounds good.
so maybe we carry this over?
For next month, and hopefully we can get a few people to assist Joe with that.
Perfect.
Sounds great.
right, thank
And
you.
yeah, the other thing we wanted to talk about, I had been the liaison with the Commission on Disabilities, although they haven't been meeting on too much of a regular basis. But I would wonder if somebody would be interested in taking my place and serving as a liaison, since I spend most of my time getting online here.
Yeah. Yeah. Right, and that will be a fully, fleshed out commission now too, because I do have a new commissioner starting, for the next meeting, which is then in April.
Okay, great.
It's in every other month, April
Right.
and, I'm not gonna go through every other month with you, April, June, and so on and so on. And hopefully with the new commissioner, they will meet. We have had struggling to have, a quorum.
Yeah, I mean, another thought, Julie, would be to have someone from that committee report to our committee, rather than vice
Yeah.
versa. I mean, so perhaps we could ask for a
that-
volunteer from that committee to report, on a monthly basis or a bi-monthly basis, whenever they meet, the following meeting to our committee.
That's a great idea. I will send an email to both you and Dan Van Horn, who is the chair, and see if we can look at it that way. That's a great idea.
Okay, sounds great. Okay, very good.
All right.
Okay, so moving on to old business, the Board of Health, Carolyn.
Carolyn is not here, but she said the Board of
Not here.
Health has not met since, our last
Okay.
meeting.
Okay, very good. And ARP, Age Friendly Joe.
Yeah, just to, follow up, Marty, from our last meeting, we mentioned right after our last meeting, the task force met again on February 12th here, with Brenda and Julie and, the advocates. And I would say we were at a very good point with respect to one of the domains of transportation. I think we really ironed out some very good recommendations, and we should be finalizing them pretty soon. So I think we came up with pretty solid recommendations and, some very good, potential action items. So we will be moving on, to some of the other domains, housing being one of them, and I guess social participation being the other ones. And as time goes on, we'll hopefully address the other ones that that we feel need to be addressed. But I would say we're moving pretty well.
Great.
Hopefully, maybe by, June, we'll have something, very concrete. but, things are being put in writing. And, yeah, I would say at this point, Marty, we're moving pretty well.
Okay, sounds great. Okay, well,
And
thank
by
you
the way,
very
we
much. for-
I think our next meeting is what, March 8th? is
March
that?
8th.
Yeah.
Mark, yeah, okay.
So, anybody here who, would like, March 8th here, at 6 o'clock,
And you're gonna make that a Zoom meeting, right?
Yes,
Okay.
will be good.
right.
Thanks, Florida.
Right, and that's something, if you're interested, curious, and just want to see what it's about, you can sign on, and you're not signing your life away.
And Petrini, if you want more information on this, I know you're kind of new to this, please let us know, because we're glad to fill in. You know, we assume everybody knows because we've been dealing with this for over a year. But if there are gaps or questions you have, let us know, or you want to participate in anything, just feel free. Because we always need this new blood.
So true. So for the domains, Joe is being very, humble. He's heading up the transportation domain in that report. The housing domain is being headed up by, Herb Lime Cooler, and I think John Wynn is doing that one as well, and Mary Ellen's doing that. And that they're starting up and looking for people to help with that. So if anybody here would like to help look at housing and how Fairfield is doing, what we're doing well, what we could be doing, and some creative ideas, that's the goal of this, is to look at what we have, what we want, and where we could go. And, Brenda, do you want to talk a little bit about social participation?
Yeah, and I'll be heading up the social participation domain, so if anyone is interested in, helping out with that domain, we'll be looking at, like all the other domains, what we're doing well, what the town needs to do better in, and any innovative and new ideas that we can come up with, from doing some research on what we can bring, to Fairfield to help with social participation, and isolation is mixed in with that as well. So anyone online or who may be reviewing this for entertainment, you're more than welcome to join social participation. Just, let us know. Let, Julie or myself know.
Yep, perfect.
Looking
Yeah,
forward
that's
to
great.
it.
That's really important area. And also, Joe, thank you for all your work on that.
Participation, yeah.
There's been a lot of people working on it, Marty, thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, any other items? New business?
I don't think so.
I just have one, just a very neat thing that was sent out by Carpenter, is that her name? About anybody who's interested, it was sent to all of us, that they're having a class on, Robert's Rules of Order.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess the town attorney is giving it, and it's, I think, next Wednesday at 6 o'clock. So it's the facility on Kings Highway, I believe. I just thought it was a good thing. I mean, I'm not that familiar with Robert's Rules of Order. I thought it was very nice that they extended to anybody who's on any of the commissions.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, I thought that was on Zoom, but I'm not sure. Do you know if it's on Zoom as well?
You know what, Marty, I didn't even pay attention to that.
Yeah, because you thought you'd be over there, yeah. Yeah, because if it is on Zoom, you may want to send it out to the various, our committee as well as various other committees.
Yeah, I'll find out. Rules online.
Okay.
Maybe they'll record it for Zoom for perpetuity.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, Sheila says that they recorded the last one. Yeah, okay.
All right, anything else? Any other business that you'd like to bring before the commission? Anybody?
I just have a question. I know you got the grant to put in the exercise
Yeah.
equipment. When is that gonna be happening?
Hopefully this spring.
This spring?
Yeah, the plan is, when the land thaws, the DPW has to do some basic groundwork, and then they'll start installing them when the
Okay.
parts are falling.
That's gonna be a great asset.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Super helpful.
And it's gonna be back in the back here, Julie, I know you.
It's gonna be, if you're at Oldfield and you're looking down to Child's Garden from the sidewalk. So, there's the Frank Rice Trail is right there.
Right,
And then there's,
okay.
the old Mona Terrace. There's a fence with a gate, and there's about an acre there that leads up to Child's Garden, and we're gonna use that piece of it. There's a
Great.
sidewalk, a couple of gates. Should be neat.
Very visible to the town.
Exactly.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Look forward to that. Anything else anybody would like to bring up at this time? How's the weather?
It's chilly, Marty. We could do a department update. Is that all right with you?
Sure, that'd be great.
All right, go for it.
Bigelow Center continues to do well. A great February is not over. We have, look forward to celebrating Black History Month, with Maurice Nelson and Rod Johnson, and that's on the 27th. That's about, I think, all we have left in February. March newsletter is out with some really great things. We'll have Cindy Bigelow here celebrating Women's History Month. So, some good things. And I'll start working on the social participation for age friendly. Next month as well. Great. Bathrooms are, 2 of them are done. The third set started this week, which we're looking forward to. It's in front of the, and right near the lobby, but we're looking forward to that. Hopefully it won't take too long, and everyone's super happy about the bathrooms, so.
Yeah, it's great. And for social services, we're in the throes of our campership program for families. Tomorrow night is a fundraiser for, it's called Comics, I hope I get this right, Comics Bring the Heat. It's a fundraiser for social services for people for heating and energy assistance. And that's at the Scandinavian Club. It's sold out, so if you didn't get tickets, Marty did not fly up.
That's wonderful.
It is, 200 seats. It is, it's great. The other thing is I put at the back table, and I'll send this out to you guys online, the, 3 housing authority sites, Pine Tree, Trefoil, and Greenfield Commons, which is on, Tunxus Hill. It has their wait list open, which is like an eclipse. It's such a rare occasion. The wait list is it's not for apartments that are available. Greenfield Commons will add 50 spots to the wait list, and the other 2 will add 100 spots. And then once the application is received, it has to be postmarked. It cannot be dropped off or emailed. Then they do a lottery for those spots to be added to the wait list. It's very unusual, and that's not unusual, it's rare because housing is in such demand to open up those wait lists. So that's very big news for social services. So if you know of anybody looking to sign up, even if they don't know they want to sign up, it's great to get on that wait list now because it takes up to 5 years for apartments.
So I see the income requirements. Do they have to have a certain threshold of savings as well? I'm kind of perusing it.
I don't know. I know that it has, if you look on the other side of that, it'll tell you this is the preliminary application. So this is just the very basics. Do you have what your assets are and what your income limits are. It doesn't say much more than than gross income.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking of, which would be nice, very nice.
Right. And
Julie,
everything
how
has
is
to
that?
be verified.
How is that information being disseminated?
The Housing Authority has sent out an email to their subscribers. We've sent it out to, we're part of the 169 towns of social services. It's in the newsletter coming out in March, and it's going out in the First Selectmen's biweekly one.
Oh, good. Okay.
And I
Okay.
think it might have been in the Post. I'm not sure, or the Patch. I think they try to get it out there. Anybody who signs up for their mailing list or for, I think Westport's too automatically gets our information. Hopefully people have done that.
Okay. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Well,
think
if
so.
not, I guess we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
Okay. Okay. We don't need a vote, I believe, according to Robert's rules for adjournment. So nice seeing you all, and thank you for being there at the meeting, and hope to see you in person very soon.